Welcome to this week's Super Gringo podcast, live from Palhoça, Brazil. It's July, and Groomer Appreciation Month is finally over. I was watching another podcast with Colonel Douglas McGregor. He had an interesting idea. Why doesn't Donald Trump and RFK Jr. go and establish a third party? The two straightest talking people thus far in the 2024 election, why don't they get together and form a third independent party? It's an interesting idea, and let's look at who they're against. Joe Biden. We know who's going to win the primary, only to pull out after he wins the nomination. So, and Obama or their crony can get in there. I'd vote for a third party if it spoke sense. However, the colonel, who seems quite intelligent, believes no party but the Democrat Party will win said election. Listen to what he has to say and you decide. Something to think about. As little as a week ago, my account would have been flagged over this audio on YouTube.
Well, RFK Jr. has an attribute that Trump possesses. It's called authenticity. When you listen to him and you talk to him, and I have, it's very clear he's telling you exactly what he thinks. That carries enormous weight with the American people. Ideally, I would like to see those two gentlemen get together and form a third party. I think it's time. I think it could be done. You've got to get on the ballot, but that's not an insurmountable obstacle. The problem I have is beyond, just get on the ballot. It's the election process itself. I mean, it's corrupt. I grew up in North Philadelphia. We haven't had a clean election in that city in 60 years. Come on, wake up, smell the coffee. Chicago, New York City, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, forget it. Now with mail-in ballots, absentee ballots. I mean, we're not even talking about the software. This is just crazy. It's nonsense. The French tried it. It didn't work because the whole system was corrupted. Anybody who's looked at this reasonably and objectively has said this can't work. The reason the states are in charge of our electoral process is because when the Constitution was written, people all agreed that the federal government in 1787 had no money. Had no staffing, so all the states had it. So they said, well, we'll have to let the states run the elections. It was a practical decision. But we've never addressed it. We've never gone back. If you go to most European states, modern European states, they have strict regulations and a strict process that requires proof of citizenship, proof of legal residence. You have to show up in person. Then your party affiliation is checked if you're registered to a party. Then everybody who's there from the various parties approves you. Then you get a ballot. Then you go, you turn it in, bring the ballot back. They take the ballot. They put it in the box. That's how you run an election. We can't run an election in Georgia that is radically different from the election we run in Philadelphia. We've got to have them be the same across the country. And no one wants to do that. And, that's a constitutional amendment. We forget the Constitution was also designed, in the 1780s? It's hardly relevant to the nation that we have today. There are many good things about it, but the Constitution is the structure of government. Didn't say the Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights are sacrosanct. Those are what make us as Americans. They're being trampled on left and right these days, and that needs to stop. But as far as the Constitution is concerned, we've got to rethink this whole structure of government for the 21st century. Once again, nobody wants to go there. But if you have the kind of upheaval that I think is coming, we may have the opportunity to do that. The election litigation was about Dominion software. I wasn't present there. I am somewhat familiar with it, but I can't comment on it from a legal standpoint as to whether or not it's a meritorious outcome. But I do know that when it comes to absentee ballots and mail-in ballots, that's a catastrophe. That is an open door for corruption on steroids. And if that's what we're going to see, and I think we will in all the blue states, I don't see any evidence at all that anyone on the right can win that election. Well, if we get to 2024 and the left does what I think it's going to do, which is what it did the last time, they're going to win the election. I don't know, but I don't see, this is back to the question of what happens then. In other words, do you sit and take it as an American, or do you say, no, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that?
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
First, a public service message. If you're a white, pansexual, loony leftist who wants to call someone a racist to virtual signal, could you please go outside from your mother's basement and at least let the sun touch your skin? A question. Are these loony leftists fucking stupid? Or didn't get enough oxygen at birth? I got takers on my you're in a cult if. They do the same thing every time. That's how the list went from 10 to 47. The big winners. Number 37. You will use a stupid emoji or meme when confronted with common sense and facts. Number 37. You resort to insults as you can't handle the truth. Delusional. Characterized by or holding judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, typically as a symptom of a mental condition. Patients with schizophrenia may show dysfunctional impulsivity and impulsive aggression. Just describe the Democrat Party to a T. Number 38. Will lose your shit when someone calls you woke. And to prove you're not, you'll do the things on this list over and over and over. Number 39. Will accuse your opposition of that which you are guilty. Number 43. It will not occur to you that if people can simply copy and paste their counter arguments, you might be programmed. You know, like in a cult. Now, I've asked these loony leftists to come over and counter my cult assertion, but they would rather stay on InstaFace or Fuckbook and do the things on the list, just to prove they're not in a cult. One of them actually made a comment about the flag in the background of my profile picture. The picture was taken at Ground Zero, and I was in uniform. Their brilliant comment. Says the dude with the American flag in his background. All you need is a MAGA hat. Well, Trump wasn't president or running for president in 2001, and a red hat would have been in violation of AR 670-1.
I obviously never joined the military well, have a look.
I don't like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you. Jerk-off.
Wow! Doesn't he look like someone who should be lecturing, anyone? And you notice how much they hate the American flag, but ain't nobody leaving. There's plenty of room in Venezuela. North Korea just got rid of a shit ton of people thanks to famine and labor camps. Plenty of room. He doesn't look like he's starving. He looks like he could use a labor camp diet. My friend had this on his Facebook, and I almost spit my Pepsi all over my computer. Ain't it the truth? Whining morons, hear them cry. Never face you eye to eye. One on one, they'd get knocked down. Antifa is a bunch of clowns. Safety pins upon their chest. Have no jobs, not like the rest. They pay no bills, don't pay their way. Those idiots should go away. They wear their masks and scream and yell, throwing punches not very well. The internet is where they fight. They hate the fact I have gun rights. Whining morons, hear them cry. They'll never face you eye to eye. One on one, they'd get knocked down. Antifa is a bunch of clowns. They think they're tough and try to scare. I tilt my head and laugh and stare. They pepper spray teenage girls. Someday they'll meet the real world. Whining morons, hear them cry. They'll never face you eye to eye. One on one, they'd get knocked down. Antifa is a bunch of clowns. So I took my test for my driving school. I passed. Barely, but I think the guy giving the test cut me some slack. One of the exams required some instructions in Portuguese that I didn't understand. At the bottom of the paper, I wrote, "My problem is Portuguese, not my brain." I aced everything else. Now I start driving school. I need to learn to say, "You better buckle up," in Portuguese. I learned to drive in Iraq and Afghanistan really well. Of course, in Brazil, the roads aren't fucking exploding. Anyway, I was watching one of those Walmart prank videos, the people that go to Walmart. Now, to put into context what I'm thinking now as opposed to what I'm thinking 3 years ago, I live in a country that produces the most supermodels per capita in the world. And you've all seen my wife, so that's the context now. I was watching this prank video, and you know the caliber of people who frequent Walmart. Pajama wearing, KFC grease stained t-shirt wearing, I have cankles type women. It occurred to me that these are the women who think they're all that and a bag of chips. These are the women who think they're too good for guys like, well, me. Bad news for you ladies. Fat. You're not fat. You're just fat. You're fat-phobic. Nah, I'm not afraid of fat people. Maybe if I were a chair or a toilet seat. I was watching someone at the driving school, new driver, question, "How do you grind the gears, sitting still, putting the car in reverse?" Now, in his defense, no one in the States under 20 could drive that car, or tell time on a regular clock, or read cursive. I guess he's not as dumb as Americans, so forget I said anything. No one in government is going to educate you to take their place. Or throw them out.
Are you fucking getting it yet?
In the news, the Supreme Court has ruled that affirmative action is unconstitutional. So the people who are constantly screaming about institutional racism are pissed off because the Supreme Court ended institutional racism. Let me explain something. If you do anything based on race, it's racist. It's that fucking simple.
Are you fucking getting it yet?
They need to make a virus that is only contagious based on your common sense level. Common sense is so rare today, it should be listed as a superpower.
Here I come to save the day.
In other news, I just realized I'm prejudiced. I'm not racist. I don't care what fucking color you are. I'm prejudiced against fucking idiots.
Dang, an imbecile. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived. Everybody knows you never go full retard. You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
For instance, someone who will be upset that I say if you do anything based on race, that would be racist. It should be done on merit and accomplishment. Well, you don't know what racism is, according to him. You're right, I don't, because I'm not racist. You are. I hate fucking idiots, which you are.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are.
That would not make me racist, that would make me prejudiced. And that would make you racist because you tried to excuse your fucking stupidity with your race.
Fuck off past the deer stand.
One idiot tried to say that racism in the U.S. is as bad as Hitler's Germany. I pointed out that one of their heroes, Margaret Sanger, held the same views. They don't like when their horrible racist history is thrown in their face. Then another idiot brought up Martin Luther King Jr. as evidence of America's racism. I had to remind them that Martin Luther King Jr. was killed by, wait for it, Democrats. One of the reasons I will never vote for a Democrat. Go back and watch last week's podcast and you'll see why. Listen closely to the segment on the Democrats' new modern plantation. Do you know how many lily white need to get out of their mom's basement to get some sun on their skin? Leftists call me racist a week. You'd think their family were slaves. It happened shortly after the Supreme Court deemed institutional racism unconstitutional. They just come out of the woodwork.
And then we have political correctness, which is the joy that is the other side of health and safety, which is a small oppression of our physical movement, so we can't do anything without permission from the state. And political correctness is the oppression of our intellectual movement, so no one says anything anymore in case somebody else gets offended. What happens if you say that and someone gets offended? Well, they can be offended. What's wrong with being offended? When did sticks and stones may break my bones stop being relevant? Isn't that what you teach children, for God's sake? That's what you teach toddlers. He called me an idiot. Don't worry about him. He's a dick. Now you have adults going, I was offended, and I have rights. Well, so what? Be offended. Nothing happens. You're an adult. Grow up. Deal with it. I was offended. I don't care. Nothing happens when you're offended. There's nothing. I went to the comedy show, and the comedian said something about the Lord, and I was offended. And when I woke up in the morning, I had leprosy. Nothing happens. I want to live in democracy, but I never want to be offended again. Well, you're an idiot. How do you make a law about offending people? How do you make it an offence to offend people? Being offended is subjective. It has everything to do with you as an individual, or a collective, or a group, or a society, or a community, your moral conditioning, your religious beliefs. What offends me may not offend you, and you want to make laws about this? I'm offended when I see boy bands, for God's sake. It's a valid offence. I'm offended. They're corporate shills posing as musicians to further a modelling career, and frankly, I'm disgusted. Right? But what am I going to do? Call the cops? Hello, it's me again. They're on the telly this time. 5 of them, that's it. Yeah, white suits dancing like girls, that's them. 5 minutes, I'll be out the front traumatised. Bye.
And then they come back with Nazi, racist, fascist.
Cercado de idiotas da porra.
Which means surrounded by fucking idiots. Now, I have another member of the Alphabet Mafia mad at me about this pride shit. Can't wait until this month is over. Thankfully, it's over. They're even starting it here in Brazil. Not quite as bad as the U.S., but they're trying. Must be want to be like a first world country thing. Anyway, I keep asking why they're so proud. One of them came back with, well, I've been oppressed and discriminated against for being gay. My question, who would know you're gay? It's something you do in the comfort of your home, more specifically your bedroom. How would they know? Fascist! I can picture it now. As the police is taking him to the car, you have the right to remain silent. Loony leftist, impossible! I'm gay. No one cares. If you could just stop telling the kids, that would be awesome. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. I've written several books and it has never crossed my mind to write a children's book about what I do with my pee-pee. Ever. So, on that note, chat is open. Everybody, you can drop a line, say something, and
how would you like to suck my balls? I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was, how would you like to suck my balls?
Yeah, I noticed like the loony leftists that I invited over here haven't shown up. Well, there's something that I'm curious about. If people knowing. Let's see after. There we go. Let me see if I can. Where is it? So I need. Let me see. I need to go to. That's. I need. All right. Live stream. That's my live stream. I need. Oh, let me see. Yes, this is what I need. I need to go to here now. See if it's there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's Google. Got to go to Google. Never mind. Anyway, hopefully you can hear me. Let me see here. Podcast. Let's go to Obi. Now, you realize that Biden is not allowing drilling in the United States. So I have. Why is that not? That should be coming up. Okay. Is that? Okay, let's. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Is this. Yeah, why is that not coming up on my Google? Maybe I need to do some work on the window. Make it a window. I don't know if I could change it now. Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Yes, I need to get rid of that. And then I need to add a window. You see, I'm doing production like on the fly here. Okay, yes. So, because this one, I really want some loony left. I would love a loony leftist to come over here and fucking that's not the chat. So, yes, I want someone. Let's see, window capture. So I'm doing this on the fly, folks. So, okay, that's in there. Just needing to make sure it's the right size. Because what is it with the Bidens and the oil companies? We got Ukraine, we have, do you think, now I know for a fact, let me grab a beer before I start this. Alright, I'm back. Anyway, wasn't Biden like all about the environment and we're not going to, allow drilling, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. Do you think this has anything to fucking do with the environment? Or do you think maybe, because I live near Venezuela, I've talked to Venezuelans, that maybe some of this money, because Maduro is worth $4.7 million. His citizens are eating their fucking pets. Do you think that maybe the Bidens are getting a little kickback? Maybe from the Venezuelan government, Although they're not allowing fucking drilling in the United States, right? The Biden administration granted a license to Chevron to resume oil production in Venezuela, easing sanctions imposed on the country in 2019 over corruption and human rights concerns, though a senior U.S. official is claiming it's not related to the energy crunch caused by the war in Ukraine. It was not caused by the war in Ukraine. It was caused by your fucking idiot president, you loony leftist, who won't allow permits on federal land. The 6-month license from the Federal Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Controls allows the California-based oil giant to resume limited natural resource extraction operations. Recent talks between the U.S. and Venezuela began in March, 1 month after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We have the largest oil. We were oil energy independent. What? 5-6 years ago? President Joe Biden began searching for alternatives to Russian oil, and U.S. looks to weaken Russia's economy as a drug war. Try looking off, I don't know, into the Gulf of fucking Mexico, you retards. Do you think maybe they might get a little kickback from the corrupt government in Venezuela? Because they like to do that shit. The announcement also comes after the Biden administration released more than 200 million barrels from the Federal Emergency Oil Reserve in an effort to curb prices amid record gas prices after OPEC, oil-producing countries including Venezuela, decided last month to cut oil production. Federal officials granted the license after Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who has been harshly criticized for human rights abuse, agreed with opposition party members to a humanitarian spending plan focused on education, public health, food security, and electricity programs, and to continue negotiating around efforts to hold free and fair elections in 2024. America has not had free and fair elections. What, are you fucking kidding me? The Biden administration called the announcement an important step in the right direction. That man fell walking on a flat fucking surface. He has no idea what direction he's going in. CNN reported as the Latin American country remains in a political stalemate over who its leader is, with several countries, including the U.S., recognizing opposition party member Juan Guaido as its president after an allegedly fraudulent 2020 election. Yeah, okay, communists don't hold elections. The license comes with several limitations, however, including a provision prohibiting Chevron from conducting any transactions with Iran or Russian-owned entities in Venezuela, Bloomberg reported. It also prohibits the country's oil company, Petróleos de Venezuela, S.A., owned by the government, which the U.S. sanctioned in 2019, from receiving profits from Chevron's oil sales, which are intended to go instead to repaying debt owed to Chevron. Got news for you. How much money do you think the Biden's got for that deal? Still nobody in chat. You loony leftist, I invited you. You're not here. I'm here for another 30 minutes. So, or until the beer runs out. I don't give a shit. But I'm tired of. So, you want to go through another Portuguese lesson? Let me see. Okay, here we go.
Você arrota vagabunda.
The sperm burping gutter slut. Let me see, what else we got here that, okay, I'm looking for, let's see, this one, I always love this one. Republicans are racist. Then explain away Chicago, who hasn't elected a Republican since 1932. Yeah. And I'm still waiting for a loony leftist to come in here and tell me, like, how that happens. Let's see. Siberian. Siberian snow faggot. Here's another one.
Você bicha de neve siberiana.
Yeah, a Siberian snow faggot. So, yeah, none of the sheep have come in here. Why? Or, yeah, sheep. Well, yeah, actually, that's accurate. None of the loony leftists have come in here that I've invited because they know they're going to get their fucking asses handed to them with common sense and facts. That's why I have the search page there. Let me see if I can, 10, get it back to, I want this back to YouTube. Anyway, yeah, they won't come over here because they will get their ass handed to them. They know it. I know it. You know it. Because my wife and sister-in-law are over, so they were watching last week's podcast. Still waiting for somebody. Hey, come in. The chat's open. I'll talk to you. Ask a question about Brazil. Beautiful country. You should visit. All you need is a passport.
Are you fucking getting it yet?
Forgot to turn the mic back on. Yeah, I just sent another invitation to this loony left. Oh, disculpe. Sorry. To come over here. I mean, I'm sitting here. They don't want to come over here because they know I can destroy them at any given moment. This one seems to think that there was some mythical party switch in the 80s. Somehow in the 80s, there was a party switch that somehow made the Republicans racist. Although they seem to have to make up racism to,
Are you fucking getting it yet?
Yeah, that's exactly. Are you fucking getting it yet? So, waiting and waiting for someone to come in. Oh, fuck. Woohoo. Anyway, I think I finally have the dashboard set up the way I want. Like I have my notes here with talking points, chat, and then soundboard on the right. So,
the media are almost literally exploding with bullshit.
That's the truth. So, I'm sitting here So I've invited them over, but it's almost like when they burn down a neighborhood. You ever notice they never burn down a neighborhood where they might get shot, right? Because in all 50 states, whether you people know it or not, arson is grounds for the use of lethal force. So 20 minutes. Anybody else want me to look something up? Huh? Oh yeah, gun control. I've already started using it. Who the hell? Someone said you should turn in your guns. I think it was on Grumpy Farmers live stream last night. I just typed in Hunter fucking Biden. That's all I type now. I don't even go into all the bullshit. I just type Hunter fucking Biden. So, and I'm trying to figure out how to bring people in, like, on the internet, so we can get people in here and fucking, video. Anyway, yeah, I've invited the loony leftist. I think I'm going to send another invitation. Let me see, live current. Well, that was 6 days ago. Let me see. Oh, there's my current one. So, share. Copy. No, share. Facebook. So, yeah, I sent it again to Facebook. Nobody comes in here either, but let me see. I'm going to share. Share. Create post. Share. Create post. Still waiting for one loony leftist to come in here. Period. So, yeah. Anyway, and then there's this podcast that's called Joey B Takes on the World. And basically, all he does is what I do or want to do is sit around, look at fucking the stupidity of the loony left, and just talk about it. And he has, I don't know how many followers, but difference is I don't take their shit. Like, I actually think about shit. I came up with the cult list. Well, I didn't come up with it. I just wrote the shit down. These people don't get. I didn't come up with it. I just wrote the shit down. They did it over and over and fucking over. I've never seen so many people so upset that I'm not impressed that they were, wait for it, born. Pretty much how it goes, yeah. Sling blade. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, they're...
Today I need a friend like you. I'll just have myself a little squat and shit one out.
Yeah, I don't have friends. Anyway. Let me see here. I'm literally live on my podcast, comma. Get your cowardly ass over here, comma, or shut up, period. Or shut up. Oh, this is what the dumb fuck wrote. You might be in a cult if you want to overthrow the government because some con man with no proof whatsoever told you an election was stolen. Haha, you were talking about race as if that's a determining factor of who is Dem or Republican, so you basically admitted you're a white supremacist asshat, which we all knew. I'm literally on my podcast. Get over here. Right? Chat's open. Chat's open, coward. Wait a minute here. Let me see if I can piss him off enough. Chat's open, coward. Live chats. Live chat's open. Live chat's open, coward. Period. Live chat's open, coward. Live chat's open, coward. There. Holy shit. What a bunch of cowards. Live chat's open, coward. And remember, the public, this guy's whiter than I am. Me being part Native American, of course. But, yeah. We'll see. Doubt it. They never come over. Why? Because they can't compete with common sense and logic. Yeah, I always love when someone whiter than me calls me racist. It's always fucking awesome. It just makes me feel, Anyway. Need to take a pause for the cause. You know why I wear this hat on this podcast? Because it makes me the super gringo. Because I'm an American living in Brazil, and everyone thinks I'm from Italy because I wear this hat. So I'm like the super gringo. And I'm fairly brown because I'm Native American. Yeah, still waiting for Snowflake to get over here and tell me how racist I am. Holy shit. Hey, Snowflake. Yeah. Anyway, still waiting. Got someone comes in and says something. Hey, cool. I prepare my statements and then I wait until someone, comes in.
Release a hound.
I should put some comedy stuff in here. Just Oh, I've played this before, but it's still funny.
And now it's story time with your host, Carl Childers.
I guess I ain't no spring chicken no more. I'm pretty old and give out. Ain't got no gas. I reckon as you get on in years, it's a good idea to take care of yourself. I went to the doctor last week. Had me one of them deals where they check out your house.
That's all good, but yeah, now it's time for an open, literally on real. Start a new video. Yeah, I got to get the link to this first. I'll get the link. Let's see, share link, copy link. Hey, putting Yeah, I'm doing this live there, Puddin' Brain. Why don't you get your cowardly ass over here and babble your shit where everyone can see it, and then maybe we won't call you a cowardly piece of shit. Yeah, I'm doing this live there. There we go. Yeah, I keep calling these people over. They don't want to play. I guess they can't like do it live. Like, yeah, it's horrible. Like, yeah, you're getting called out.
Due to the number of attempts by the loony left.
Oh, the party switch myth. That's the one I'm looking for. Let's see. It's down here. Doesn't know the meaning of the word fear. But then again, he doesn't know the meaning of most words. So, yeah, anyway. Waiting. I'm here. And see, I got something on Facebook. Sometimes oh, my reel is ready. So, yeah, I don't know why. If they're, like, as they keep telling me, mentally superior, they would, they'd be over here, wouldn't they?
Cheaply dressed $2 blowjob.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's one I haven't played in a while.
Trump, Putin, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian sort of collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion. Trump, Russian metal collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, potentially collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian bot collusion. Trump, Russian collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Russian hacked our election. Here comes a big change. Because all of a sudden, Trump, Russian possible collusion, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian possible collusion.
Trump, Russian possible collusion. Trump, Russians collusion.
Collusion with the Russians. Trump, Russia possible collusion. Trump, Russia possible collusion. Prove collusion. Prove collusion.
Was there collusion?
Absolutely.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion. 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 Trump, Russia, potential collusion. Trump, Russia, potential collusion.
And the Kremlin and be in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion and Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin are very worried in collusion. This president in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin and be in collusion. This president in collusion with Putin. And the Kremlin are very worried in collusion.
All 17 intelligence agencies.
17 agencies.
17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed.
17 intelligence agencies.
17 different United States intelligence agencies.
All 17 of them.
People are very worried.
Idiots. My wife and her sister were watching me dance. They don't know they can't hear what's going on in here. But, still waiting on you there. YouTube. Oh, there's been 10 plus new posts since you last visited. Yeah, whatever. Oh, they sell a lot of shit on Facebook in Brazil. Nobody ever asks questions about Brazil because, well, no one cares because everybody wants to go to fucking Florida for vacation. Oh my God, Brazil's dangerous. Well, it is now. I live here. Dumb fucks. Still waiting on this fucktard to show up. Yeah, everybody sees I've invited you to over and over. Let me check. I believe I'll get an email about my. Yeah, I just got an email about my own live stream. Awesome. Ain't nobody showed up, but I'm still waiting for this douche. Here we go. Doing anything based on race is called racism. It is that simple. That includes buying votes. Yeah, because, you think affirmative action was about they give a shit about black people? Then why the hell is Chicago the most segregated city in the United States? And it has not elected a Republican mayor since 1932. Well, let's take New Orleans. In Louisiana, a red state, but a blue city. They haven't elected a Republican since 1870. And they're number one on as far as murder rate for black Americans. I don't say African Americans because I've been fucking closer to Africa than most of you. So you can get pissed off if you want. But, yeah, you're not African American, you're black American. Which actually, to be honest, I think we should all go down to Sherwin-Williams and actually figure out what fucking color we are. Because I'm like mauve, maybe? I don't know. Like light brown. My wife is a little darker brown, and like marrom. That's Portuguese for brown. Marrom. Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to get over here. He's
Release a hound.
Still waiting. Hey, basically, yeah, he won't because he knows.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles. No.
People could, share links in here, whatever, in the chat. Now, I'll get them, and I'll even look them up. Yeah. Still not over here there, white bread. Holy shit. Tell me that dude don't need some fucking sun if he's going to call someone racist, right? Yeah. Holy shit. Get out your mother's basement and get some fucking sun there, pal. Holy shit. And they're following 157. 2 followers. He has 2 people following him. So he's probably a mental giant. Anyway. Let's see. 1 minute. And I'm going to shut this down. And then maybe go watch it. I don't know. But, yeah, I gave him the chance, didn't I? Can't say I didn't. Matter of fact, I'm going to start doing that, like, live on the air from now on. Giving them all the chance to come over here and make me look stupid. It hasn't happened yet, but, yeah. Fucking morons. But this is your country now. This is the shit that our schools are putting out. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you next Saturday, 7 p.m.